Chapter 4 Stinkerbell, Shrinkerbell. P.U. What's that smell? Judy held her nose. What smell? That dead skunk smell. That 100-year-old dirty sock smell. That 300-year-old rotten egg smell. Judy walked around Stink's room, sniffing here, sniffing there. It gets super stinky as close as you get close to Newton. Newton! Cried Stink. He sprang up from the floor where he'd been drawing comics. Newton was in his hidey hole. Maybe it's the chopped up dead worms in there and dried up crickets. Why isn't he eating? Grody, gross. There's greeny slime everywhere, Judy said, and brown stuff floating in the water. Stink, you have to clean it every day. Newts can die if their water gets too dirty. Since when are you the newt genius? Since I read it in Newsweek magazine. You have to dump out the yucky water and wash the rocks and clean up all the slime and stuff. That's a lot of homework, Stink said. Come on, Stinkerbell, all hope will be the slime busters. Slime busters? Double cool, said Stink. But you can't call me Stinkerbell. If you say so, Stinkerbell, let's take it down the big sink. Stink carried the critter keeper down the kitchen, but he couldn't reach the sink. Here, let me, said Judy. She took the critter keeper from Stink and set it out on the counter. Stink stood on a kitchen chair. First, we have to get Newton out so he can clean his house. Stink, hold this jar. Let's put Newton in there. Okay, said Stink, holding a tiny net. Judy reached in to scoop out Newton with her hand. The net, cried Stink. Mrs. D said use the net for scooping him out. Hold on, wait, I almost have him. Ha-ha, said Judy. Gotcha, you little newt brain. He's not a newt brain, said Stink, and you're scaring him. He sure is slippery, said Judy. You should call him Squirmy. Just then, Squirmy squirmed right out of Judy's hand, slipped into the sink, and went sloop right down the drain. Newton! Cried Stink. You lost him! He yelled at Judy. Don't worry, Stink, said Judy. He's probably just swimming around down there under the sink. Judy peered down the drain. Is he there? Asked Stink. Do you see him? I can't see, said Judy. It's dark. I need a flashlight or something. No, wait. Let me just turn the light on. Judy flipped the switch over the sink. Grrr! A loud grinding of sound made them both jump back. Stop! Yelled Stink. Judy turned off the switch. Oops, wrong switch. You killed Newton, cried Stink. The state amphibian of New Hampshire. My class pet. My homework. Stink ran to his room. He threw himself face down on the bed. Newton was gone. Gone, goner, gonest. All that was left of Stink's class pet was his not boring newt skin. Stink gave the newt skin a place of honor on his desk, right next to his gold Sacagawea dollar, his state quarters, and his French cootie catcher. The newt skin just sat there, lonely, empty, dead. Deader than a doorknob. Stink decided to do his homework. Homework always made him feel better. Stink drew a still life of the newt skin for art class. He read a poem called Who Has Seen the Wind? He wrote one called Who Has Seen the Newt? And he used all his homework phrases in sentences. Taking care of a newt is easier said than done. I hope Newton does not get cold feet out on the river. If your class pet goes down the drain, go back to the drawing board. Judy came up to his room. I'm sorry, Stink, she said. I'm super duper sorry. But I bet Newton slipped right down the pipes and on down the river before I even flipped the switch. Stink put down his pencil. You think? Newton is having the time of his life. Think about it like Stuart Little. He's probably sailing down the river right now on a raft, having a big, fat newt adventure. What am I gonna tell Mrs. Dempster and my class? They'll understand. It's all part of the life cycle, Stink. The garbage disposal is not part of the life cycle, said Stink. Stink finished his homework. He wrote the last entry in his journal. Sunday, 5:21. Newton goes down the drain. The Adventures of Stink and Newt Boy Meets Jaws Monster by Stink Moody. After a long day of saving the world, Newt Boy naps on a slimy rock. Sloop! Ah! Newt Boy slips into the steely mouth of Jaws Monster. Gotcha, you little newt brain! Newt Boy finds some spaghetti in the disposal and makes a clever escape. Drat!